Recently laid off Tulsa police officer used much of his free time restoring an old Model A Ford that's been in his family for 60 years. Now, there were times when Charlie Ramsey and his wife, who was also laid off from the police department, were afraid they'd have to sell that old car just to make ends meet. But with a little faith and family help, they held on to it, and now it's a beauty. News on 6 anchor Lori Fulbright has the story for us, new at 6.
The old Model A is now something to behold. When Charlie Ramsey first got it, it was a pile of rust, but with plenty of help, it's now show-worthy. Henry Ford never made police cars, but Charlie is a Tulsa police officer, and so is his wife and his father, and his mom's a dispatcher. So turning it into a police car seemed like a natural fit.
It came from my grandpa. He bought it in the 1950s, and for a little over $1, because the guy owed him some stuff.
The 3-year journey began. The car hadn't even started in 30 years, but before long, it was running like a top.
You definitely have to get used to how these drive, though. It's got a few modifications. It
still has the original flathead 4 engine. They added an alternator, but it's still the 6-volt system.
This one's been counterbalanced and has a whopping 73 horses.
Woo! Careful now. What's your top speed?
Oh, about 60 if I'm downhill.
Tulsa's Model A's were all black back in the day, but Charlie and his wife Samantha wanted this one to be noticed.
It's not in the normal reaction that a police car gets. You know, usually people are like, oh God, they slow down. People are like waving and honking. Kids love it.
The Ramseys are so grateful they didn't have to sell it while they were laid off, but for a while there, things were pretty tight.
It got finished 3 days before we got sworn back in. So once we were sworn back in, I said, well, it's never leaving the family, it's ours. So
Charlie hopes his daughter will someday learn to drive in this car just as his mother did, making this old Model A not just a treasure of history, but a treasure of memories as well. Lori Fulbright, the News on 6.
What a nice job they did. And other than a few safety modifications like turn signals and seat belts, that old Model A is original.